Fantastic. DJ, please, let's have the national anthem. It's 10:30.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve our sovereign motherland.
Thank you very much.
Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace or battle honored, and this we count as gain. To hang on to our children a banner without stain. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed.
All right, thank you very much. While we're still standing, please, I'd like a teacher to please come forward and give us a short opening prayer. Any teacher that is moved, please come forward and give us a short opening prayer. Prerogative of short. Okay.
Praise God. Shall we pray? Heavenly Father, we give you thanks and praise. We honor your name, we exalt you. We thank you, Father, for the privilege to be in this occasion. We thank you, Father, for how you have led us thus far. We exalt your holy name for the provisions. We thank you, Lord, on behalf of the organizers of this program. We thank you, Lord, for even this graduation ceremony. Sweet Holy Spirit of God, we invite your divine presence that you take absolute control and your name will be glorified in all. In Jesus' mighty name we have prayed.
Thank you very much. That round of applause wasn't big enough. You may all be seated. I'd like to welcome in our midst today the Honorable Minister, Federal Ministry of Education, represented today by Mrs. Agatha Ogefere. A round of applause for her, please. Of course, our own Director, External Affairs and Social Performance, Chioma Afe, who clapped for her. Our Director of Business Services, Dr. Steve Oje, who clapped for him. I'd like to welcome the Honorable Commissioner for Secondary Education, Delta State, Mrs. Rose Ezewu, represented by Mrs. Justina Ishaka. A good round of applause for her, please. I'd like to welcome, of course, representing the Permanent Secretary in Edo State here, a friend of the house, Eru Ugiagbe. Of course, our own very Emo Udobong. Please, a round of applause for her. I'd like to welcome specially our guest speaker for today. She's a senior advocate of Nigeria, Professor Yinka Omorogbe. A round of applause for her. And my very good friend, he's already doing his second job here, Ken Ekbaz, the senior special advisor to the Minister of State for Industry, Trade and Investment, John Owaneno. He's also the founder through CSR. Ken Ekbaz. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, today promises to be a very short day. Today is the Education Summit and, of course, the STEP graduation. To set the tone and tell us why we're here, I'd like to hand over the microphone to our Director, External Affairs, CSI and Social Performance, Chioma Afe. She's here in her own capacity and also representing our CEO, Roger Brown.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, teachers. I will stand on existing protocol already set, recognizing we are expecting our representative from the Executive Governor of Edo State, still on the way. And I recognize most especially the Minister for Education, Federal Minister for Education, here represented by Mrs. Agatha Ogefere. Thank you so much, ma'am, for making the trip. And all other distinguished guests duly recognized. So today I want to speak briefly about honoring our commitment to empowering teachers in Edo and Delta states. Today we come together to celebrate the extraordinary dedication of our educators, whose passion and unwavering commitment shape the future of our communities through our children. At NMPC Seplat JV, we understand that teachers are the true pillars of quality education, and our mission is to support and empower these unsung heroes. By enhancing their capabilities, we aim to enrich the classroom experience for every student, unlocking their full potential. We are deeply committed to equipping teachers with the tools and resources they need to create dynamic and engaging learning environments. Through our initiatives, we are introducing innovative teaching methods and technologies that spark a love for learning, not just in our students, but also in our teachers who are learning at this time, and ultimately to drive meaningful outcomes. In today's ever-evolving digital landscape, digital literacy is no longer optional. It is essential. That's why we offer comprehensive training programs designed to equip our teachers with the latest tools, strategies, and technologies. These programs prepare them to navigate and teach in the 21st century. We have an app. It is called the STEP app. It is a game changer for us in this program. It is a one-stop platform for online learning that empowers both our educators and the learners. With access to over 10,000 resources, teachers can continually develop their professional skills while enhancing their personal growth. The app provides materials across a wide range of topics, allowing our teachers to tailor their development to their specific needs. By leveraging these resources, teachers have reported increased confidence and greater effectiveness in the classroom. But the STEP app is more than just a tool. It's also a community, and that's what we're trying to build. I'm very excited about the panel that is coming up shortly. And that is because it exemplifies the community that we have tried to build since 2020. Physically, we built that community, and now we have moved digitally. A community of lifelong learners. It creates a ripple effect. It positively impacts students and the broader educational ecosystem. That sense of connection, and I'm sure all the teachers here can testify to the connection over the last 6 months that they have built on that app. It helps them to grow, it fosters collaboration, and they are able to share successes amongst themselves. When they win together. When they fail, they learn together. To date, the NMPC Seplat JV has trained 1,334 teachers in our host states. Through our collaboration with organizations that provide continuous learning, we have distributed devices, we have helped to integrate STEAM education, we have transformed knowledge and the transfer of that to students. That impact is far-reaching. Our conservative estimate is that 100,000 individual students have been directly impacted, one by one. A key objective of the STEP initiative is entrepreneurship. And we are proud to share, and you'll hear those stories later, that several teachers have leveraged the skills they gained through STEP to launch successful businesses. These endeavors are creating products and services that are becoming household names, while also offering our teachers financial security and independence. The impact of STEP on our teachers is undeniable. It empowers them in countless ways through enhanced experiences, increased motivation, diverse learning opportunities, expanded networks, and greater confidence. These benefits directly translate into better outcomes for students and a stronger education system. Together, and when I say together, NNPC, Seplat, the state governments, ministries of education, the Federal Ministry of Education, Microsoft, and all the partners that we have that are private, together we are building a brighter future. One where every teacher feels valued, supported, and equipped to make a lasting impact. I say congratulations to every graduate here present. May your journey be filled with continued success, fulfillment, and the knowledge that you are shaping the future, one student at a time. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think that applause was loud enough. Because in case you didn't notice, most of the things she talked about almost all of the learnings that you have gotten today. While she was speaking, we got two special people coming. One is the State Secondary Education Board Chairperson, Omozane Ebanete Sonia. A round of applause for her. And seated next to her, one of my favorite people just coming in this morning, Grace Amadi, General Manager, Seplat Government Relations. You're welcome. All right, having heard from Chioma Afe, next we are going to hear from our host, the Edo State Commissioner for Education, represented by the Permanent Secretary, represented today by our good friend Ero Biagbi. After that, we'll take a special remark from her Delta State counterpart before we proceed. A round of applause for Ero Ugiagbe.
Seplat teacher. Seplat teacher. All right. Good morning, everybody. A speech presented by the Honorable Commissioner of Education, Dr. Emmanuel Pade Iyamo, Edo State Ministry of Education, at the NEPL Seplat 2025 Education Summit and STEP Award Ceremony. Our protocols duly observed. It is with great honor that I stand before you today at this prestigious NEPL Seplat 2025 Education Summit and STEP Award Ceremony with the theme Transforming the Education Workforce, a Critical Success Factor for Nation Building. This gathering is a testament to all collaborative commitment to the advancement of education and the transformation of the workforce that drives it. As educationists, we serve the bedrock for driving the society. The strength of the education system is determined by the quality, capacity, and the dedication of its workforce. Transforming the education workforce is not merely an option, it is an imperative wherein nations are built. Despite remarkable strides in education reform, challenges persist from inadequate training, poor remuneration, and limited access to modern pedagogical tools, policy inconsistencies, and infrastructural abuses. Edo State Government, under the leadership of His Excellency Senator Mode Okeworo, the Governor of Edo State, has measured education as one of the pillars for his administration. Over the past 100 days achievement of His Excellency, significant progress has been made on renovation of schools and teachers' recruitment. In transforming the education workforce, we must adopt the holistic approach to personal capacity building, professional development, welfare enhancement, and technology integration. We must institutionalize constitutional learning through regular workshops, mentorship programs, and exposure to global best practices. We must advocate for better remuneration, improved working conditions, and career growth pathway that elevates the teaching profession to the prestige we deserve. Today, as we honor outstanding individual and institution through the STEP Award, we reaffirm our belief that excellence in education is worth celebrating. To all recipients, your impact is immeasurable, and your effort reinforce the fact that education remains the greatest tool of national progress. The transformation of the education workforce is a collective responsibility, which we must remember. No nation can rise above the quality of its education workforce. If we truly seek to build a prosperous Nigeria, we must invest in educational administrators and policymakers who shape the future of our children. Let this summit not just be a conversation, but a catalyst for action. As we live here today, let us commit to being champions of educational transformation, working towards an inclusive, well-equipped, and motivated education workforce. Seplat has been at the forefront of driving educational excellence in Nigeria. Over the past years, the organization has successfully organized the Pearls Quiz competition, which has significantly enhanced student performance in science and mathematics, which fostering healthy academic competition among schools. Additionally, Seplat has made a remarkable stride in teachers training, equipping thousands of educators with modern pedagogical techniques and leadership skills, and improved classroom effectiveness, as well as equipping STEM laboratories in school. These initiatives have strengthened the education workforce and provide students with more robust foundation for future success. In conclusion, I wish to commend the NEPL and Seplat for their unwavering commitment to torchbearer of excellence in our education sector. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much. Ero Gyagbe. Incidentally, I always say this often and often again, she was a beneficiary of this program. Please, so why don't you give her a deserving round of applause? All right, right about now, we are going to take a special remark from Mrs. Justina Ishaka. She's the Deputy Director, Secondary Education. She's representing the Honorable Commissioner of Education, Delta State, Mrs. Rose Ezeu.
Seplat teachers, Seplat teachers, permit me to adopt the already established protocol. I bring greetings from the Honorable Commissioner, Minister of Secondary Education, Delta State, Mrs. Rose Ezeu, the Permanent Secretary, and the entire staff of the Ministry of Secondary Education, Delta State. This week, from Monday, 24th of February, the Ministry of Secondary Education commenced the training of principals, vice principals, and senior education officers. And this has been going on throughout the state in the 3 senatorial districts. Today, the last lab is taking off. And the Honorable Commissioner, the Permanent Secretary, and some other staff of the ministry are presently in that program. Hence, the Honorable Commissioner is not here. But despite that she's not here, she sent representative. There are a number of senior officers from the Ministry of Secondary Education, Delta State, that are here presently to be part of this program. And outside that, she also sent her goodwill message, which I'm going to present. I'm deeply honored to be part of the NEPL/Seplat Education Summit and STEP Award ceremony once again. This annual event is a testament to Seplat's unwavering commitment to educational development, particularly through initiatives like the Seplat Teachers Empowerment Programme, STEP, which is positively shaping the landscape of secondary education in Edo and Delta states. It is heartwarming to know that over 600 Delta teachers and education officers have been trained since the inception of STEP program in 2020. including the 171 teachers in this current edition. The impact of this enormous capacity deposit in our education sector has been profound and transformative. It has bridged in the knowledge gap in STEP education. By this, there has been an overall improvement in the quality of education service delivered in the state. The theme of this year's summit, Transforming the Education Workforce, a Critical Success Factor for Building Nation, is both timely and essential. No nation can rise beyond the quality of its education system, and at the heart of that system lies the dedicated workforce, the teachers, the administrators, and even policymakers. In Delta State, we have recognized the critical role of capacity building. That's why we are running one currently among our educators. However, true transformation requires collective efforts. That is partnership between the public and the private sector, like what Seplat has been doing. The STEP initiative by Seplat Energy is an exemplary model of how corporate organizations can contribute to strengthening the education workforce. I urge all stakeholders, governments, private individuals, private organizations to join hands in this noble mission of transforming our education workforce for the betterment of our nation. To all our dedicated teachers and education officers receiving awards today, I extend my heartfelt congratulations. I celebrate your unwavering dedication to excellence. Once again, I commend Seplat Energy for their visionary leadership in advancing education. Thank you all, and may we all continue to work towards a brighter future for Nigerian education. God bless you all.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. But that wasn't loud enough for the Commissioner for Secondary Education, Delta State. Thank you very much, distinguished STEP teachers. Now you have become distinguished. All right, at this point, I'd like to welcome Mrs. Agatha Ogefere. She's representing the Honorable Minister, Federal Ministry of Education, all the way from Abuja. Let us give her a good round of applause. Let's be clapping until she comes out. Abuja is not close. Abuja is far away. So until she comes to stand here, we'll keep clapping. Thank you very much, madam.
Good morning, all. Permit me to stand on the existing order of protocol. I am Mrs. Agatha Ogefere. I am from Basic Education Department, Federal Ministry of Education, Abuja, here to represent the Honorable Minister, Dr. Maruf Tunji Alausa, at the 2025 NPL Seplat Education Summit. It is an honor to welcome you to the Seplat 2025 Annual Education Summit. This year's theme, Transforming the Education Workforce, a Critical Success Factor for Nation Building. In fact, Seplat, you have done so much for education. It's very apt as it focuses on teachers, which is one of the most important pillars of education. In December 2024, at the Education Summit with the relevant stakeholders, the Honorable Minister of Education unveiled the Nigerian Education Sector Renewal Initiative, Nursery for Renewed Hope. a bold step towards revitalizing our education system to meet up with Education 2030 agenda and global standard, that is SDG 4 goal. In collaboration with the key stakeholders, the initiative identifies 6 priority areas. The first one is science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and medical sciences, which we call STEM-M. The second is technical and vocational education and training, TVET. Out of school children, girl-child education, data and digitalization, and education quality assurance. This focuses on teachers, the production, development, and professionalism. And when you look at these 6 priority areas, Seplat is working on 4. So we commend your efforts. This is why the Seplat Teachers Empowerment Programme STEP is very important. STEP goes beyond traditional teacher training by providing teachers with critical skills in science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, STEAM, leadership, and critical thinking. The program also aims to equip teachers with digital platforms and gadgets to enhance their teaching process and delivery by giving our teachers the right tools and knowledge. STEP ensures that students receive a richer, easier, and more engaging learning experience. Thank you, Seplat. Ladies and gentlemen, Federal Ministry of Education has always emphasized the importance of collaboration with organizations and development partners in achieving progress in education sector. Today, we recognize and appreciate Seplat for his effort towards empowering teachers and improving teaching and learning process in the education system. I wish to congratulate the teachers trained in Seplat Teachers Empowerment Programme that will be awarded certificates today. Seplat teachers, congratulations. And I'm telling you now that you are steps, not even one step, steps ahead of other teachers, as you have been equipped by Seplat for the implementation of the new curriculum. The new curriculum is more of practical work, more of vocational work, which I have seen a lot. So by the time others will be learning, you will be implementing. We have developed 16 trades for basic education, and also more trades for secondary education, more than you know before. Some were removed and better ones were added. As we engage in discussion today, let us use this opportunity to exchange ideas, strengthen collaboration, and collectively work towards a brighter future of Nigeria education. Thank you all for listening. And I will continue to say thank you, Seplat. You have done so well. Your message will be carried not only to the minister, but Federal Ministry of Education. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much. Choma Fair, I hope you got that message. All right, once you get seated, there are 2 people I'd like to specially recognize today before we call on our guest speaker. The very first person, teachers, I think you should actually give her a very good round of applause. It's Esther Icha, who has groomed these teachers to what they are. Next is the person without whom the support of the organization, we wouldn't be able to do this, and that's our partner NEPL, represented today by Susan Bassey. A round of applause for her, please. Okay, having said that, I'd like you all to open this, your book, because I will not be able to properly introduce her open to the page where you will see Professor Yinka Omorogbe. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the next person who's coming up as our keynote speaker for today, Professor Yinka Omorogbe, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, serial entrepreneur, 2-3 times commissioner here in Edo State. Did anybody clap for her?
Thank you very much for that really superfluous welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm deeply honored to be here today to witness the graduation of the 5th cohort of the STEM program, the STEP program, the Seplat Teachers Empowerment Programme, and to give this keynote address at this educational summit. I have to first of all commend Seplat. They're not only investing in infrastructure and renovating buildings and schools, which are important, but they are investing in the development and well-being of the people that are the foundation of education. They're investing in the real foundation, and that is the people, the teachers. So I congratulate you, Seplat, and I congratulate the graduates here. Please clap for yourselves very, very much. It's a great thing. And I believe that the knowledge gained will be put to great use. The theme for today is really topical. And, you know, as I got it, I said, well, were this a debate topic, I would really pity the opposition team because I don't really know what they'd say. Education is the most important success factor for a great and prosperous nation, particularly in this knowledge-driven age of information. And the people who teach people, the teachers, are the most important foundation. We all have teachers who have impacted on our lives for better or for worse. Now, I don't know the extent to which we all fully recognize this, because I will say, for example, I'm from Edo State, and it's great that one of your beneficiaries is here. But I can't understand why a commissioner should be represented by a permanent secretary who is represented. The message I get is that, do we see education as really important in the States? Otherwise, I just wonder at that, talking frankly. I think that education is so important that we need to tell ourselves the whole truth and understand how important it is. I don't know if I've said the room buzzing, but that was not my idea. But it is a fact. It is a fact. Certain subliminal messages should not be sent. What words describe the Nigerian educational system? The first one is underfunded, because that is definitely what it is. It's a perfect description. Nigeria spends a maximum, sometimes it goes to 0.3%. I think it's a maximum of 0.4% of GDP on education, as compared with the world average of 4.15%. Some countries spend considerably more than that of their GDP. If you are looking at the budget, Nigeria spends 5 to 8%, depending. It's actually going down a little bit now, 5 to 8% of its budget on education, as compared to UNESCO recommended percentages of 15 to 20%. So that is not good, and that is one reason that explains the state of the educational system in Nigeria. And so therefore, some highly critical people like myself will say, what's the state of our education? I might say dismal, but that would be too harsh. So I won't say that, because it will be ignoring the centers of excellence all over the country. However, these centers of excellence are usually bastions of privilege, because they're the ones that only the elite can afford. So we have great education in Nigeria, but you've got to pay for it for the most part. So what other words can you use? Uneven, deeply divided, broken but resilient. Very resilient, because Nigerians are resilient, and Nigerians are actually innately born brilliant people. So maybe those are more apt descriptions. But I will say that we have to recognize that right now, our educational system is a tale of two worlds, one of privilege and excellence, and another of struggles and neglect, with a few receiving global standard education and the majority facing serious learning gaps, poor infrastructure, and systemic failures. This is the mix into which Seplat has stepped. And we have to really commend you for partnering with the government in this area and trying to raise our standards to ensure, yes, we do need to clap for them, and to ensure that those schools that, frankly speaking, are lower down the chain above the very expensive private, you have the very expensive private schools, you have the middle-level unity schools, mid-level quality, but then we have the state schools, we have the community schools, we have all sorts. I won't even go into the problem of, I don't have time for the out-of-school children. We are one of the worst in the world with 10 million out-of-school children. But what we can see is that Seplat has stepped into this gap and is actually assisting. And it's assisting the people who are most important, and it's attacking some of the major problems. One problem being the fact that the teacher is underpaid. And then another problem being the prestige of the teacher, which is not what it should be or what it was in the past. It was a wonderful thing to be a teacher in the early days. It was a wonderful thing. But as we have gone on, it has been eroding. It has been eroding. The importance of the teacher is no longer seen, is no longer acknowledged. It's no longer a preferred profession. And this is what we need to attack, because that also is leading to a shortage of qualified teachers. When you have educators who aren't adequately prepared or supported, teachers, yes, I'm rooting for you. When they are not adequately prepared or supported, the foundation of the educational system is compromised. You can buy all the equipment you want and have the best buildings you want, and the buildings are not good, so it's not that we're doing that. But if you don't touch the teachers, there will be the problem of poor academic outcomes, and that negatively impacts on development. You have cycles of poverty being perpetuated, social mobility is negatively affected, and at the end of the day, nation building is impacted. With, teachers are the heart of our system, heart of Nigeria. So we need to understand this. A transformation of the educational workforce must address the fact that teachers are underpaid and undervalued. And this has contributed to teacher attrition and demotivation. It's incumbent upon us to create a system that values and rewards the dedication of teachers. And frankly speaking, the buck stops on the table of the different governments. Federal, when it's your federal, state, and local government, as the case may be. It stops there, but private initiatives are welcome, and they're really to be celebrated. Really to be celebrated. When we elevate the teaching profession, we can attract and retain the best talent, individuals who are not only passionate about education, but who see it as a viable and fulfilling career. And even there, we have Nigerians doing that. If some of you are on Instagram, you will see a Nigerian PhD holder who is teaching in China. And if you see, he's always talking about what happens in the Chinese schools. I don't want to talk about it, you will weep if you try to compare what is happening there with what is happening in Nigeria. So we thank God, we thank organizations such as Seplat NNPC for this public-private partnership. These partnerships play a critical role. It's also great to have Microsoft as part of this, because the digital space is a wonderful space and one that can really aid transformation. This is really an excellent example of how partnerships can deliver tangible results. So I will say that, unfortunately, right now, the reality is that we are confronted with a system that is unable to meet the demands of the 21st century, which is a knowledge-based economy, one where you have to have knowledge, one where you have to understand the digital space. We can't compete. Our children in broken down classrooms or classrooms that don't have adequate teachers can't do that. But then with teachers like you, you can go out and you can transform and you can make such a difference, and this is good, but we need so much more than that. We need to understand that education is critically important. Everyone should understand that. None of us would be where we are today without at least one great teacher. I definitely would not be an energy expert if I hadn't had the most amazing lecturer in petroleum and energy law in the University of Ife. Yes. So it's not an abstract goal, it's a critical success factor. It's about creating a system where every teacher is empowered, every student is valued, and every community is enriched. We need to recognize you teachers as the foundation of the Nigeria of the future and provide all of you with the tools and training that you need. We need to build an educational system that is equitable, innovative, and resilient. The quality of education I get should not be dependent on the amount of money that my parents have. Simple. We should have a basic standard. So I'll say that maybe I don't know. I mean, the tendency in gatherings like this is to give a pass mark to everything, even that which is negative. And so maybe I'm supposed to have praised the educational sector for trying. But anybody who knows me knows I don't use that word. And I tell people around me, my children and everybody, that if anybody tells you you have tried, know you failed. So it's not a good word. If I try to do that, some of those hard statistics would stare at me, such as the 0.4% of GDP that I have quoted, when the world average is much higher. So how can we be trying? But again, I'll say thank you very much to Seplat. It's positively intervening and assisting the government, whose primary responsibility it is to lay the foundation for a prosperous Nigeria, where everyone can realize their God-given potential and where truly no man or woman will be oppressed. So thank you very much. These are my few words. Yeah.
Thank you very much, bro. Please keep clapping until she sits down. Professor Yinka Omorugbe has been an Attorney General of this state. She has been a Dean of the Faculty. In fact, she's a Professor of International Law and Energy. Thank you very much, Professor. Thank you very much. I noticed she was pulling punches and she was using words. Was that it? Prof, they said you were not punching hard enough. Only you know what you mean by pulling punches. At this point, ladies and gentlemen and distinguished guests, I have to actually call on our partner because the accolades is not just Seplat alone. I'd like to call on Susan Bassey to come and talk on behalf of our partner NEPL, that is the shorter body of NNPC. Who clapped for her? Thank you very much.
The Minister of Education, the Commissioner of Education, Edo and Delta States, NNPC Exploration and Production Limited Management, our partners, Seplat, our dear stakeholders, the graduating teachers, good people of Edo State, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to convey my managing director's sincere apology for his inability to attend this obvious annual event organized by the NNPC Exploration and Production Limited and Seplat's joint venture due to work exigency, but send his warmest regard. I bring to you greetings from the management and staff of NNPC E&P Limited. Clap for them now. I thank you for your, thank you for that. I thank you for your allied support to the NNPC E&P Limited operations over the years for the company's continuous growth and progress in our oil and gas exploration pursuit. It is our pleasure as an organization in partnership with Seplat to roll out the steps Seplat Teachers Empowerment Programme for our host communities. This program is one of our corporate social responsibilities designed to provide educational initiatives for teachers residing within the NNPC Exploration and Production Limited Seplat's operational communities. This CSR initiative aims at promoting quality education in Nigeria through the training of secondary school teachers in critical thinking, leadership, and improving their competency to teach students through the science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, STEM methodology. Today marks the final of STEP program for the year 2025. Once more, we thank you for all your support over the years, and we plead to undiminishedly collaborate towards human capacity, capital development in Edo and Delta State. Thank you. Obagato ekpere ise. Thank you. Obagato praise. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please clap for her, clap for her, clap for her. You know, every time we sit, you know, the other person's neck of the woods is a little bit different from you. And talking about neck of the woods, there's a director I learned so much about. He's used to spontaneously talking and dropping something for the day. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome Dr. Steve Ojay. He has been the INEC chairman, so I would like to call on Bandele Toyo to support him, because today, part of why we took time to start was because there were some presentations by the STEP teachers, presentations about the things that will help empower them in their spare time. So Dr. Steve and Bandele, you want to come and announce there are winning prizes for the first, second, and third place.
Good morning, everyone. The results have been transmitted from everywhere in the country, and there is no cheating. And I have the INEC representative. So oh, they don't want INEC. Okay.
Seplat representative.
Oh, yeah. Good. Sorry, it was slip of tongue. And when Madam spoke, she talked about the fact that she didn't say anybody is trying. I wanted to say some tried, but everyone just did well. So the Seplat Electoral Committee, not INEC now. So really pleased to be able to announce the results. So it gives us great pleasure to know that all of you actually actively participated and you did your best to showcase the talents that you were able to bring to the table. Like every other race, at some point, based on the parameters we've defined, we're able to make some differentiation. But you can look at yourselves, irrespective of where you place we have placed you. You can look at the progress you have made up to this point relative to where you were some few months ago. And you, on your own, you can actually score yourself to know that you have made progress. And that is what is much more important. So beyond the symbolism of what we are doing today, you can proudly go home, reflect on the progress you have made, keep it going, and at some point we can call you back again to see what you have done as a measure of the progress we are all making collectively. So again, before we begin to announce the result, I wanted to congratulate you for the efforts you have put in place, and they are really commendable. So I yield the mic now to my to the Seplat Electoral Committee Chairman to be able to announce. So, Bandy.
Thank you very much, everyone. Please, you do me one more favor. Can we clap for all the participants? They've done incredibly well. So seeing all the presentations, you can tell confidently that Nigeria has a great future, because they have been very innovative, and as you know, the world is all about, sustainability, and for almost all of them, there is an element of sustainability they've been able to project, and also taking care of the needy, producing things at affordable price, and these are very, very much commendable. One more time, let's clap for them. Thank you. So, the moment of truth. As I said, they did wonderfully well.
So don't say they tried.
They did wonderfully well, yes. And it was difficult, even just separating the first three. But we separated them all the same. So I will start from the third position. For the third position, this was very, very creative. This person was able to make what we call the concrete paving stone, yet without cement. Without cement. Concrete paving stone. And our paving stone can last for even about 100 years or more. To show you the quality. Because she made it from rubber products. From all the waste of plastic that you and I have dumped, she used that in creating paving stones. Although she had a little fault, but we thought with funding, she may improve on that. And that is the aesthetics, the look, because she did not get the right mold. But the message was very clear. So let's give it up in the third place for Mukoro Irene. Mukoro Irene. Paving stone without cement. Thank you very much. The second one is, for the second place, such an unusual creativity. This is something that will even save the country millions of dollars. Because for the first time, we saw this product locally made. It is used in the medical sector. And it is used almost everybody. When you go to the hospital, one of the first tests they conduct is blood test. This product will help in separating, in analyzing the blood, and doctors can then take decisions almost all hospitals, the products is imported. They are made in India, made in China, but he locally fabricated it using the discarded CD-ROMs, scraps from the refuse dump you can use to motorize it, and the spin, according to him, it can spin about 1,000 times within a minute. Because we challenged him that, why can't I use my hand to do the shaking? He said, Oga, you know fit. This machine will do wonders. So he produced the centrifuge equipment. So join me for the second position to clap for Adama Philemon. Coming first is another young man, and coincidentally, his product depicts Seplat Energy. Because as you know, we are an energy company. This gentleman, we all know about solar. But this gentleman created his own solar himself. He created solar from scratch. He did not only stop there. He also created solar, the solar bank. In other words, you can, if you are not carrying the solar, carry the bank that he has also created from scratch. And in our presence, he was able to charge a phone. He also produced lamps with his invention. And these lamps at affordable prices can electrify or light up our towns and villages. So ladies and gentlemen, his name says it. His name is Courage. Let's give it up for Anyoku Courage for the first position. Thank you. Let's stand up and recognize him.
No. Thank you very much. Please, we may have a seat. Yes. So this please, can the top three come out, please? Come to the front with your products, please. If you need extra energy, call us. Are you on your way? Okay. Yes. This is number 2, Nabi.
Number 2.
Okay. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. No worries. Oh, hold on. No problem.
Just put
Thank
it
you.
on the stage behind you.
Of NEPA.
Of NEPA.
Okay. Wow.
Stand in front of your inventions, please. All right. This is just to formally announce what they get as their prize. On behalf of our partner NNPC Exploration and Production Limited and Seplat Energy, we are very, very excited to say that the third prize, and it's really around the encouragement and in the investment in them to continue with what they are doing. The third prize for the paving stone using recyclable material is 300,000 naira. The second prize for the centrifuge is 500,000 naira. And the first prize is 1 million naira. And there is actually a special recognition. Is he here? The hydroponic, who did the hydroponic project, which we had to see outside of this. Look, please can you come forward, sir? And I want you to actually explain what it is, because we challenge them in step to look at their environment, look at recycling, look at using products that are sustainable, and how you can turn this around. And exactly what the Federal Ministry of Education representative said, it's about practical handwork. So there's a special recognition prize, a special award from NNPC Seplat for 500,000 naira to you for your project. So I would actually ask, because everybody has physically, and my understanding from my team is that your project is very huge. And so I don't know if we have it. There it is on the screen. So it's actually agricultural, as you can see, and again using recyclable to be able to drive, agriculture and growth. Am I right? So that's it. So it's something he's been working on as part of his whatever. He couldn't bring it here, but we had to go and inspect it, and that's how we have the videos. So it's an excellent project, and we truly want to encourage you. Congratulations. But that's it. It's okay. Have we gotten our photos? We're happy together. Please come closer.
Bring the mic so that you'll be free. All right. No, in between. Come, where is the winning prize? Winning prize. Please, come with them. Yeah, the winning prize. Then you, fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic. Nobody ever told me to do some STEAM projects. A round of applause for them, ladies and gentlemen. Just as our director has said, while we were looking at these projects, we found out that they were awesome, and for one reason or the other, we wanted to remove some and bring some in. And now a big round of applause for our panel of judges, led by Dr. Steve Oje, Bandele Toyo, Chuks Okurafo. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, while everybody is settling down, these seats are for something interesting. A short discussion. You all heard that people are to discuss today. You'll be seeing some of the discussants have actually gone through this route. They have actually gone through this route, and they were previously empowered. And but I will not be introducing Dr. Maurice Atoki, the moderator for today, to step forward. Dr. Maurice Atoki is the CEO of ABC Health. She's been our moderator on this program for quite a while, and they are going to be using about 10-15 minutes to discuss with the panel of discussants today. A round of applause for her.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Good afternoon. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. And thank you very much for having us again here to moderate this very special panel. And I say special with a lot of appreciation to the organizers, Seplat and NNPC, for allowing us to hear directly from beneficiaries of STEP program over the past couple of years. So again, we're not, we've seen some of those works. We're going to now hear from those who have also put things together to commercialize things that they've learned from the STEP program as panelists today. So I have the distinguished honor to welcome Mr. Gabriel Orire, who was a chief inspector before now, and now he's a director at the Ministry of Education. Please, a round of applause for him as he makes his way to the stage. I also would like to call on Mr. Abdul Kadiri Ikohode. Yes, he's also once was a chief inspector, and now he's a director at the Ministry of Education. Please, a round of applause. If you are clapping, please clap well for them. They've made out time to be here. And it excites me very much for these three ladies that I'll be calling, because they are some of them are still actually how STEP has matured them, as how STEP has radically changed their careers, and what they are really gaining from this new education and training that Seplat has given them through STEP. In no particular order, I'll call on Madam Ifeanyi Iyasele Ozogbe. Please, a round of applause for her as she makes her way to the podium. And then I will call Madam Elo Uwejiho, who is also a beneficiary of the STEP program. And last but not the least, I will call Madam Martha of BK, who is also a beneficiary of the STEP program. Please clap for them as they make their way to the podium. Thank you so much. And so, because it's a special panel today, we're going to, and I'm very conscious of time, I've been told that we have to do it very quickly. The question is a bit generic. What we want to hear from you today, like we've experienced earlier, is your testimonial actually. How, as the STEP program, I will start with Mr. Abdul Kadir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. M.A. Sorry for that. Distinguished fellow STEP graduates, permit me to start on that platform. Indeed, we were fortunate to be the first set of cohorts on STEP program. A day like this was when we received our certificate also. Let me also thank the organizer of today's event, NEPL, in collaboration with Seplat Energy PLC. Indeed, you are doing amazing work in Nigeria for the Nigerian child. I am Abdul Kadri Kowode, as we earlier heard. I am a beneficiary of STEP program, STEP rather. In 2020/2021, I was amazed just now when I saw a series of projects that were displayed. Indeed, STEP had impacted and is still impacting on me to date. Because right now, I can boldly tell you that I'm also a proficient generative AI model.
There's a round of applause for him for that.
In the course of this invitation, I researched and to find out where we are as a country. We have over time heard of no nation can rise above its quality of education, also its quality of education workforce. That has been on over time. It is now for practical experience, not just theoretical experience. Why did I say that? I researched about some country recorded by OECD. I discovered that, I'm sorry to say this, Nigeria is nowhere to be found. As regards to emerging technology, emerging disciplines, emerging courses, you will agree with me that the world is evolving. And again, the world has started again moving ahead in terms of emerging technology. Courses like AI, courses like blockchain technology, courses like cryptography, cryptocurrency, what have you. Just now, when I heard from Director representing the Federal Ministry of Education saying that the way to go is on trade subjects, I was amazed, because we know trade subjects, technical vocational education and training is actually the way to go in this country. He said we have about 60 trade subjects that are being unfolded. We are yet to receive that. Even before that, in Edo State, we have integrated technology into the education system.
Mr. Abdulkadir, you have one more minute.
Now, I'm just trying to skip what I have inside of me. If Singapore could integrate coding and programming into their education curriculum, Singapore has integrated blockchain technology, cryptography, what have you, these emerging courses into their basic and secondary and tertiary educational institution curriculum. What is Nigeria waiting for? I'm pleased to tell you here that just last night, I had a discussion. I was fortunate to have a discussion with the Honorable Commissioner saying, going forward, thank God education is the concurrent list. There are a lot of things we have done, scripted lesson, technology, integration, whatsoever. I don't want to bore you with that. We, as a state, from Edo State Ministry of Education, we are going to do something spectacular, something different to also integrate this emerging technology that the world is already embracing. When I check the program,
absolutely, please a round of applause for Mr. Abdulkadir for that. You heard that commitment, and he's also had conversations with the commissioner. Mr. Kadir, I will pause you a moment there because of time. Each of the panelists, please remember that you have just 3 minutes. And now I go to Mr. Gabriel, my friend. Mr. Gabriel, you have a similar experience with Mr. Abdulkadir.
Yes.
Please tell us how the STEP program has impacted you and what message you would like to give the audience.
Thank you very much. Good morning, distinguished Seplat graduates. I was once like you in 2020. In fact, I participated in the first cohort, 2020/2021, and I was a chief inspector of education then. And I would like to say that after the training, I started gaining fresh insights on what I could do from what I gathered for the training. And so I actually started a consulting kind of firm or agency engaged in teacher training, because I already had a platform where I was relating with teachers. So I just needed the right kind of skills in that direction to empower myself so that I could monetize that skill. So I was inspired by what we learned here, and I started doing training relating to STEAM approach to learning and other kinds of training as it relates to education and improving learning outcomes in a classroom. And this I did for some time until I became a director of planning, research and statistics in the Ministry of Education. And
please clap for him resoundingly if you are clapping for him, Mr. Gabriel.
Thank you very much. So, and while doing so, now my focus shifted. I'm not like when I was into more policy implementation. So how do we now bring in the policy to tangible improvement in the classroom? So STEAM approach to learning came into play again, because at this time now, I'm now playing a role from the policy perspective, making programs that will impact on the overall learning outcomes in the classroom. So my role shifted to that of, okay, how do we now train the teacher? How do we prepare the curriculum in such a way that not just the teachers will benefit from this now, but overall improvement in the education system? And this is something that I'll say that we have been doing and I'll be doing, and both from the ministry perspective and from my own personal end, I've been able to monetize this. I don't know if my mentor is here, Mrs. Okunkwolo. I did a job for her, and she had to pay me for the very first time, because all the whites is the other way around. I was the one going to her, And when she saw the value that I had to offer, she had to invite me to her school, and then she actually paid me for a job that I did. And after this, I started getting other offers. And this is one area I feel that for all of us here today, I think we should strive for continuous learning and improvement. I'm speaking to the graduates for today, because that is one way we can actually transform the education workforce, both as a nation and as a country. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gabriel, for that testimonial. You heard now he makes money, he trains teachers, and he's even makes money off his boss. That's interesting. We all heard that. Thank you so much for those remarks. And I would like to go to Madam Martha. We've heard a lot about your successes, especially your small to medium scale business. Please tell us how you came about this and what message would you like to leave for the audience of today.
Okay.
Over to you, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Martha Obike. I was once a teacher, a beneficiary of Seplat Teachers Empowerment Programme. And I'm this kind of person. I have a lot of plans, I have ambition, I have goals, and I have a lot I want to achieve. And considering the salary structure, I know that it's not feasible for me to achieve any of these goals. So I decided to go into soap production. But something motivated me. There's this particular topic in the module called gravity problem. It's one of my favorite topics on the module. And gravity problem talks about the reality problem.
She's talking about the module in the STEP program, the curriculum. It's called gravity problem.
So it's the reality problem. Those problems that you can't actually change it. There's nothing you can do, but rather you can reframe it, you can restructure it. And this is the reality. I can't change my salary. I can't increase it because I'm not the owner of the school. So what do I need to do? So the only thing I need to do is to go ahead and learn a skill. So I learned extensively how to make soap, how to make bar soap, how to make other household essentials. And currently in my school, if a child is marking birthday, they consult me. So aside my salary, I'm earning extra money. So I produce soap for my children, and I also put their picture inside the soap. And aside that, I partner with NGOs, yes, in Benin. So I partner with NGO, I partner with NAVID. NAVID is an NGO in charge of persons with disability in training. I partner with SAFI, I partner with CFO to train these people on what? On soap making. And at the end of the day, I get paid. And so far, my business is registered with CAC, my business is registered with Trademark. So Tamara Soap is a brand name. So I have the legal rights to use that Tamara Soap in the next 7 years. And so far, I've sold over 200 cartons in Benin. And there's one important thing about my carton. My carton is a byproduct of recycling. And that's one of the things I learned in Seplat. Can we clap for Seplat? So it's one of the things I learned in Seplat, how to recycle cartons. So by so doing, I reduce my cost of what? Production. So aside my physical visibility, I'm actually online. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube, and actually I'm on Facebook. So you set me Tamara
together for
/Skill Global Venture. On a final note, from not knowing what I should do, from being confused, from trying to change what I know that I cannot change, I'm proudly the CEO of Tamara /Skill Global Venture, the maker of Tamara Soap. All thanks to NNPC Seplat JV Venture.
Thank you very much, Madam Martha. Thank you for sharing that testimonial with us. Not only do you produce, you're a trainer. That's amazing and well done. Congratulations. I'd now like to go to Madam Ifeanyi, another friend that I have here. Madam Ifeanyi is doing fantastically well. She's been retained in the teaching business, but we're going to hear from her how the STEP program has impacted her and what message you would like to give the audience of today. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Mar. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. In 2021, when I first got an invite to participate in the Seplat Teachers Empowerment Programme, I was filled with excitement, not because of what I knew I was going to achieve here, but because I was among the chosen few from Delta States. During our own time, we had a 3-day workshop, just like you people. And at the end of the 3-day workshop, I knew that a new teacher in me was born. On the very first day of our workshop, we were asked to write down 3 objectives we were going to take home. And I remember clearly what I wrote down: to improve on my teaching methodology, to have a better teaching experience and to be fully impacted at the end of this 3-day workshop. And in these past 4 years, I must say that I've lived my goals as a teacher, these goals as a teacher, while I also acknowledge that there is room for improvement. Now, during the program, I picked up some skills, and the most striking of them is the emotional intelligence and the 4 C's, which are creativity, critical thinking, communication, and collaboration. These are shaping my decision making in general and how I interact with my students and my colleagues as well. This program too also led me into a new world of learning experience with technological tools. It has given me access to a vast, wide, robust access to educational resources. This, of course, have also impacted in my students by giving them assignments that requires critical thinking and research. It has also engaged me and my students very well, and it has given me access to cater for their various needs and interests, and also to put their various learning styles in front. I would like to say that this program has actually taught me and made me my job as a teacher to be more efficient and learning for my students more interesting. I would also like to use this opportunity to thank Seplat Energy PLC and its partner NNPC for doing this consistently since 2020. I want to thank in particular this CSRO team. You have been changing lives since 2020, and I am a living witness of what this program has and can do in the life of
Absolutely. Let's jam our hands together for that message and for that testimonial. Thank you. Ifeanyi was the one who was a bit nervous, and you can see how important it is to hear from her, particularly because she's retained in the teaching system and she's much more better than she used to be. I see an owner of a school in the making, and I must congratulate you for that success. And of course, last but not the least is Elo. I left Elo for the last person because you've heard today and you've seen the winner of the solar program. Elo is another testimonial about solar. Elo, over to you. What would you like to leave the audience with today?
Good morning, everyone. It's such a privilege to be on a platform like this. I really want to appreciate Seplat for giving me this platform. Last year, February, I was a participant, but here I am today as a panelist. Last year, I did a project work on a chandelier lights. I'm a teacher. I read guidance and counseling in school. I'm a school counselor. I did a chandelier lights. I'm into installation of inverters. The chandelier light that I did has to do with, I use PVC pipe, I use LED lights, and I use solar panel to power the lights, like what the winner of today has done. That's what I did last year. And it has shaped my life so much that after the program last year, I've done contracts of over 10 million naira.
Are you clapping? 10 million is money.
I install inverters for homes, offices, and the last work I did in Abraka last year was I installed inverter in the Department of Health Science. So that is what I do. Seplat has given me a platform. You don't sit down idle. This is not the time you say there's no job. You can go online. I watch videos. I watch a lot of videos on YouTube. DIU. You don't sit down online. You don't sit down idle and say there's no job. Do something for yourself. The data you have, what do you do with them? Not Facebook. Somebody is making money. Why not go there and learn something for yourself? This is not the time we sit idle. You don't need to wait for somebody to give you. You can do so many things for yourself. Everybody has talent in them. Try and bring out what you can do. There's nobody that doesn't have talent. Everybody can do something for themselves.
Amazing, amazing,
Try
amazing.
and bring out what you can do. Learn something for yourself. This is not the time you sit down idle.
Yeah.
Learn something for yourself. It's
We
very
heard that
important.
loud and clear. No more idle sitting, no more job seeking. Do it yourself. And that's the DIU that Elo has spoken about. Elo, you want to wrap up?
Yes. So last year, I was among the best 10 outstanding teachers Those pictures you are seeing, those are among the best 10 outstanding teachers. I was among them. And I won a cash prize of 500,000 for my project work. And for the best outstanding teacher, I was given a phone. I really want to say thank you to Madam Esther and her team. They are doing a great job. Thank you to NNPC. Thank you to Seplat. You are too much. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. With a round of applause for Elo and all of the panelists of today. I don't know if you heard her, but I was very particular about what she said. She read guidance and counseling, and now she's in another area entirely that is associated with sciences. So it's not enough about what your backgrounds are. It's about your drive, it's about your ability to acquire skill and to be motivated by some of the things we've heard today. Please jam your hands together once again with this category of panelists. I'm very motivated, I'm very inspired. I hope that you have been as well. Please rise up.
Yeah, sorry. The moderator has to be in that photograph in the middle, I presume. All right, while they're having that, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Honorable Charles Emetulu, representing the Speaker of the Delta State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Emo Timimi Dennis Guo. He's accompanied by Honorable Bridget Ayafulu, the Honorable Member, House Committee on Education, and Honorable Matthew Omonade, Honorable Member, House Committee on Education. You're welcome. I also like to recognize Mrs. Stacy Osifo, a friend of the House. She's always here with us. We thank you very much, Mrs. Osifo. She's representing the Honorable Commissioner for Mining, Edo State. I also like to recognize the presence of Mr. Jonathan Ukpebo, my good friend. He's a functioning permanent secretary, Edo State Ministry of Science and Technology. Thank you very much. Just before we look at the board over there that Maurice Atoki referred to, we find out that the chairman, the State Secondary Education Board, has been inspired by what she heard here, and she has another function to attend to, so she would like to give a little word of commendation. Please give it up as we welcome Sonia Ebomote Omonzane Ebenate to give us a special remark. Did I hear anybody clap for her? The Edo State Secondary Education Board is under her. She is the chairperson.
Good afternoon, everyone. Distinguished guests, all protocol duly observed. I'm so excited to be here today. So, on behalf of State Secondary Education Board, I extend our sincere gratitude to Seplat for this unwavering commitment to education and teachers' empowerment. With what I'm seeing here today, this training has equipped our teachers with valuable skills, modern teaching techniques. I believe this will shape the future of our students and also to enhance the quality of education and positive impact on our countless lives. To Seplat, we say thank you for this vision. Thank you for your generosity and your dedication in building a brighter future. We look forward to a continued partnership as we work together to uplift education in our community for a new Edo has risen. Congratulations to all our teachers in the house for your good work, and see you again. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. That clap was not good enough. You are looking at the young chairperson of the Edo State Secondary Education Board. Is interesting. Edo State seems to be doing things right. They're doing a lot of things that we at Seplat like. At about this point, I'd like to invite Esther Icha. She's my boss. She's the brain behind most of these things you see going on here. She's the senior manager, corporate social investment and social performance for Seplat Energy. A round of applause for her, please.
Good morning, all. Teachers, are we happy? Okay. So we want to speak about our outstanding teachers. If you recall, during the workshop, we had given you some criteria for teachers to perform. And we're going to recognize you based on that performance. Do you recall? Now we have 10 outstanding teachers, and what these teachers have done, apart from finishing their courses, they contributed to the discussion board. In fact, the winner, I think, did 1,450 conversations on the discussion board. He not only posted comments, he also responded to people's comments. Of course, we'll announce the teacher later. And the others, I think out of these 10, the lowest responses were 920, thereabout. If your name is not among these 10, it means that you didn't respond a lot to the discussion board, even though you finished your training. We had said the discussion board was a critical part of the learning, so that at least we can know if you're understanding the modules. One house. So we know if you're understanding the modules as you were taking them. So now we are using the discussion board as our basis to bring out the best performing teachers who not only completed their modules, did their assessment, sent in all of their questions, passed their questions or their test, and also contributed in the discussion board. So I'll call them. Who has the names? The list. Lucky Ereraka, most outstanding teacher. Over 1,400 comments on discussion board. He completed his training. He did all of the modules. He did the self-assessment. He did all of the surveys. And he was very helpful during the program. He also helped some teachers who did not understand how to go through the program. He was very vocal, and this is the kind of leadership skill we want to enable. The next is Peace Diamond. Then we have Endurance Isaac. Ebo Favor, Onohe. Ewa Masoni. Ewa Mazione, Obuke, so sorry. Ogane Brozier Aburu. Sarah Ujevu Ojo Ono. Okay, I know. Naomi Aliu. Philemon Adama. And Dombi Ugochukwu Emmanuel. These are your 10 outstanding performers. Have you found it? There are certificates are not out. So, madam, what's the...
Once she's done, then you can do it. Come back. Ma'am. we 10? Are we complete?
Just 4 left.
1 left.
Yeah, 4.
One with a baby. Yes. So she was pregnant during the program and she did a project as well. She did the soap. The crane, the dandruff crane. She will do the rest, please. Are you joking? I know she's born. No one will have her baby on Sunday and she was there. That's not possible. Thank you so much. So these are our 10 outstanding teachers for the STEP 2024 graduating in 2025 program. Please, I'm a woman and I just want to call out something. So we have a baby who won. So what does that tell you? She did this 6-month program pregnant, heavily pregnant, and she just had the baby. How many days ago? 4 days ago. For me, I didn't diligence, determination, focus. I don't know how many adjectives I can use. With all due respect to the gentleman, it's not easy. At all, right? It's not. Go easy at all. So, madam, congratulations. And she also did a project. She was one of those who was judged. She did dandruff hair cream. And she has it at the back. So she was able to also deliver an innovative project as well and bring a baby here. I'm overwhelmed. So I want to give a special round of applause to the new mom. Yes, we'll support. The baby will get a special NNPC Seplat gift. The baby has to. The baby brought so much good luck, right? Yes. But beyond the androids, there are certificates. And I think what's important to say is that our partnership with Microsoft enables us to actually certify from Microsoft the graduates of this program. And that takes them beyond teaching. That certificate shows digital literacy, digital skills and excellence, and they can use that even beyond their teaching environment. So I think hands to Microsoft as well for that support. And then the last thing I wanted to share, who is the most outstanding? Mr. Lucky. So Mr. Lucky will also receive from NNPC Seplat ₦1 million towards the advancement of his career and also his innovation, and we will keep track, which is why the community allows us to keep track of what all these teachers are doing. So please don't stop. It's important. It doesn't end. You're seeing your colleagues. It doesn't end here. The story does not end with a mobile phone or an Android tablet or a certificate or cash. The story ends with the impact. The story ends with what you do with what you have spent 6 months of your life learning. The story ends with the children that come out with excellent results at the end of the year. The story ends when your school is on the map because that school has become so excellent. I look forward to seeing some of you at the Pearls Quiz because some of our teachers come back with their children and they win Pearls Quiz. So thank you so much.
Of time, we're doing only 3.
Only 3. Okay, so I think everybody's certificate is here. Who is Isaac? And what is your certificate?
Yes, symbolic. So that will save time. All right. Can NNPC stand with you, Madam Susan? Because we can't take all of them while you go through. So we'll just do this to symbolize. Then by the time we get a special remark from Honorable Charles We will also have a symbolic presentation with our special guests. All right, take for... Please, can we have a symbolic presentation from you? Madam, Mrs. Agatha, and Honorable Charles Emetulu, to come and do this. Yeah, immediately after this, he will now give a special.
It's to present to yeah. And one more for sir. Mercy. Who's Mercy? Mercy. But where is the Mercy now? Who is the land? Okay, please say a few words, sir. With the standing with them, just to say a few words.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, particularly the Seplat NNPC joint venture. Good afternoon and well done. Thank you for these things that you do every year. I want to commend all those who have won something here today. We didn't come in on time due to some schedules, but I want to commend those who have won something here today. It shows that whatever Seplat is doing is getting down to the people and getting down to the grassroots. And I think it is very important. For some of us who are now older, who are pursuing 60, we would wish that we were now of this generation, because in our time, we never had this kind of encouragement, frankly speaking. I grew up in a technical environment. My dad was an engineer, and I could do a few things with my hands, but my brain did not carry the sciences. So I ended up doing the arts. But I'm sure if it was this season, this time, I would find myself doing something in the sciences because of the practicality of what we're saying here today. Yesterday we were at a lecture where we were discussing the way forward for Nigeria, and education was mentioned as a critical factor in how to advance this country. And today we are here, and it's about education and how to use it to transform Nigeria. I want to say that all of us are guilty before now of overemphasizing certificates and paper qualification. That has led to this country with its potentials being unknown. One of the panelists said there is this, is it OECD? He mentioned Nigeria is nowhere to be found. A nation of over 200 million people should be found somewhere in terms of technology and advancement. I have a son who is about to write SSCE. I did arts, the mom did arts. And I asked him, what are you planning to write future? And he says he wants to do software engineering or mechatronics. I said, which one is mechatronics? He said, it's a new area, electronics, computer, and all combined. I was happy. I was happy that my son, coming from the arts background, is not even thinking about arts at all. He's thinking, and I think that's the direction that the world is going. And that's why I'm particularly happy. Every year, if you organize this, we will come. Because in Delta State, as a government, since 2015, the emphasis has been to fund technical education, to the extent that we've budgeted to build at least one technical school in each of the 25 local government areas. Today we have 9. As of 2015, we had 3. Today we have 9 fully built. If you come to our technical schools, they are like a polytechnic or like a university environment. It is a deliberate effort on the part of the Delta State government to grow a middle-level manpower that is technically gifted and that can impact on the economy of Delta State and by extension, that of Nigeria. So on behalf of the Delta State government, on behalf of Mr. Speaker and even His Excellency, the Governor of Delta State, I want to thank Seplat for what they are doing. I have told them that they should move this program to Delta State. And they have said that they will do something about that. I also told them that if they don't bring it to Delta, we will go on strike. We will not attend any longer. That one a joke. Before I would sit down, all those from Delta who want something here today will give you 50,000 naira each. And then for the 4-day-old baby, we'll give another 50,000 naira. Thank you.
For the outstanding, for you to present to the outstanding. Delta State. Delta State. Delta State.
Seplat teachers. So I want to break this good news to you that at the federal level, all the federal science and technical schools are now solely technical and vocational schools. The students are going to be given stipends and the education is going to be free so that we encourage our children to go vocational. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you. You can go back. What again?
No. Closing remarks.
Who is giving closing?
I'll call a teacher.
Thank you.
So that will now thank you very much. Seplat teachers! Seplat teachers! Seplat teachers! Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. We thank you so much for your patience, for your participation, especially those who came from far and wide. Recognize very specially Professor Morogbe. Thank you very much again, Prof. But before I give all the vote of thanks, let me call on a teacher to give us the vote of thanks for today. Where is the teacher that will give us the vote of thanks today? Okay, clap for him, ladies and gentlemen. Clap for him. You don't have courage to give us vote of thanks. Someone has the courage to do that.
Good afternoon. My name is Adeosho Abraham Okpeolu. I want to use this opportunity to appreciate most especially Seplat Energy and their partner, the NMPC, for the rare opportunity given to us teachers, at least to upgrade ourselves in areas that are so numerous. We, on behalf of my colleague, I'm saying a big thank you to Seplat Energy and NMPC, and we pray that the knowledge we have garnered over the years, and over the month rather, is going to be very, very impactful on us, and is going to encourage us to teach more and to ensure that the educational system in Nigeria is highly improved. We appreciate you. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I hope the teacher has been able to do that. However, there is a group of people that we haven't been able to appreciate effectively. I wanted to appreciate them, but I was called to order by my manager that there's a special award for them. I'd like to call Mr. Ken Egbas, the Senior Special Advisor to the Minister of State for Industry, Trade and Investment, to come and present award plaques to our guest speaker and our panelists. A round of applause for them, please. All right. Call their names and present to them. Okay, what's the name
there? Professor Yinka Omorogbe, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. Please put your hands together for her. I would really like a copy of your delivery.
Thank you very much.
Just give him.
Dr. Maurice Atoki, the moderator. You can go over there. While Dr. Atoki is coming out, I'd like Martha Obike to step forward too. Thank you very much. Martha Obike. As Martha Obike is here, I'd like Elogene Uwajigo to step forward, please. Thank you very much, Martha. Hello, the surprise winner last year. Gabriel Orire, please step forward. My good friend. Next, I'd like Abudu Kadiri Igokode to warm up. Interestingly, Abudu Kadiri had some presentation, but there was no time to show that. And of course, the person with the compound name, Ifeanyi Iyasele Ozegbe. A round of applause for them.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so delighted to be here for the second year running. I'm very delighted at the program, the STEP program. I'm even happy about the things that it's making. It's a driver for innovation where we are getting our young people to think and create things that don't exist. Poverty is not something that's going to go away because we pray. Poverty is not something that's going to go away because we have organizations that are investing in sustainability or corporate social responsibility. I think for me, especially with the work I do in the Ministry of Industry, poverty goes away when we are able to help each one, especially the younger generation of people and the people in the middle, to light a candle that other people can light therefrom. And for me, this is what Seplat is doing, and so commendable. I congratulate you. We look forward to a future where some of these innovators that we are seeing today, we can lay a foundation in the Ministry of Industry, where we have about the 50 billion naira startup SME fund. I've seen some programs in there that I believe that if we help them develop the initial prototype, they would begin to qualify to be able to access loans to help them expand or grow their ideas into things that are really, really industrial and will help announce or pronounce the impact of this program more. So I thank you very much. Congratulations, Seplat.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ken Egbaz. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of a wonderful day. I'd like us all to stand up as we take the national anthem. For those who have come from afar, thank you so very much. We hope to see you same time next year.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear nation.
Immediately after the anthem, please we'll take some protocols.
Go tribe and tongue. Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve our sovereign motherland.
Thank you very much. We may all be seated. Please